conferences I've been to. I know I say that about all of them, and that's just because I have so much fun doing what I do. My voice is a little bit shot because there's so much networking and chatting and talking and just hanging out with amazing people. Before we get started and talk about BlackRock literally tokenizing everything and Michael Saylor buying way too much Bitcoin, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you who made an effort to come up to me, to chat with me, to tell me a little bit about your stories, and just to acknowledge me in general, because I wouldn't be able to do this without all of you. And I greatly, greatly appreciate, like, when you guys come up and say hi, when you tell me about your stories, we talk about our families, all of that. I absolutely love it. And I am forever grateful that I have so many amazing people that are nice to me. And I love it. I definitely, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I think you guys are absolutely amazing. Now, that being said, we got to go ahead and talk about BlackRock. We got to talk about what's going on, all of the craziness, because again, you never know. You never know. Things are heating up. And also too, I'm so tired. My daughter is still sleeping. She was actually there, she came out with me, but she was staying with family members because we got to go see family and stuff. But let's go ahead and listen to some clips of Larry Fink, BlackRock, and what's going on with Michael Saylor. I'm going to do a quick market update for you guys as well. I know it's streaming a little bit earlier than I normally do because I'm tired. I need to go back to bed. I've already had 2 cups of coffee. But let's go ahead and get into it because I think this stuff is a little bit important. And we'll talk about the crypto markets and all that. So first, let's start off with this gentleman over here, Larry Fink. Hold on, let me make sure we're working here. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. So Larry Fink, tokenized financial assets are the future. We believe the next step going forward with technology is tokenization of every financial asset. This means stock, bond, every financial instrument will be on one general ledger. This is from Bloomberg. Let's listen to the clip, and then I've got some stuff to say.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies.
Okay, so because I'm so tired, I'm going to analyze this clip piece by piece. So having one single identifier, I don't necessarily like that to an extent. The reason why I don't necessarily like that is how are they going to keep this on a public transparent ledger, but then how are they going to be able to keep people's privacy? Because let's face it, with crypto, with a blockchain, everything is public and we love that. But at the same time, it could put people in danger as far as if they're able to figure out that X person has X amount of assets. It gets to be a little bit nervous. I know Michael Saylor came out and he said it's not a good idea for institutions to have their assets on chain. I think that that's personally a little bit different. The reason why I think it's a little bit different is because we are talking about, we're talking about like essentially proof of reserve. So it gets to be a little bit different. Also, you guys, make sure to smash a like. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and always drop me a comment. I'll read them all. So that part I don't necessarily like, but being able to tokenize everything so we actually have a full account and transparency to being able to track everything and whatnot, I'm okay with that. Putting everything on chain, I think it's going to make things a lot more efficient. But he also didn't mention if this is going to be on multi-chains and one chain, like what blockchain would they use? And I think maybe every single institution is going to have to decide that for themselves. But if they're using a single identifier, everything needs to be interoperable. So everything can essentially talk to each other, basically the same language. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, but we talk heavily about paying attention to projects that are focused on RWAs. AI, DeFi, RWAs. Those are going to be massive, absolutely massive, in my personal opinion. And there's quite a few projects that do that. Now let's finish listening here.
Through tokenization, that is, if it's every individual, we would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks.
The instantaneous settlements is more so for the institution side. And we're going to have to see how that works off and if that gets passed down to the consumer or not, because generally we see things that are passed down to the consumer as far as prices goes. So we'll see if we're actually able to save money, because anytime you use a traditional financial institution, like when you buy a stock or bond, whatever, they have management fees. When we buy crypto just on our own, not only do we have, we don't have management fees. We have the transaction fee. So not only are you spending a transaction fee, but you're also spending a management fee.
But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. If you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things.
That I agree with. We do need to have voting on the blockchain. The reason why is US has been so inefficient for so many years, and we need to make a change. Absolutely. That I agree with. But again, we're going to have to figure out the privacy aspect of that.
We know every moment who is the owner of that stock, and it's now time to vote.
Oh, wait, maybe they're talking about something different. Yeah, again, you guys, I'm really tired. But yeah, so when we're talking about different shareholders and whatnot, that would be kind of cool, in my opinion.
Individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own shares. We believe.
Cool. Love it. Fantastic. Also, we touched on this a little bit yesterday, but BlackRock plans to purchase approximately 10% of Circle's IPO shares. And this is from Bloomberg. Bloomberg is, let's go ahead and talk about BlackRock. So what's going on with Circle? So Circle is a company that issues USDC. When we're talking about USDC, that's a stablecoin. It was rumored that it was rumored that Ripple and Coinbase were essentially in a bidding war to acquire Circle. There were rumors about $4 to $5 billion acquisition. But Circle going public is a big thing. So I don't know if Circle is going to go public and then exit. I'm not exactly sure what that would look like. But again, we're seeing BlackRock really just kind of get more into the crypto industry. And the reason why this is so important is because they're not backing down. And I know a lot of you guys are very irritated with price action right now, but at the same time, you're going to have to be patient. These things take time. And because we don't have regulation yet, it's going to take the institutions a lot longer to get in. But again, the spot ETFs, once those come, they're here. They are here. Good morning to Dale and good morning to Mr. R. Channel members. So this is going to be big moving forward. Basically, BlackRock is going to have a share in everything crypto, which again, they're kind of in a monopoly. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what's happening with price action. So on the weekly, things are pretty much down. It looks like this coin white, 144 up. DEX, SPX, Crow. I believe that there was a Crow spot ETF that was that they applied for, not them, but the issuer. I also got to hang out at the BitGo and the Crow party, absolutely, or Crypto.com party, super fun. I love Crypto.com, they're awesome. I'm taking a look at the daily. Daily is doing pretty good. These aren't altcoin season stuff, but this is pretty good over here. And really quickly, before we take a look at the charts, Michael Saylor says, orange is my preferred color. And this is basically him talking about number going up. He wants to buy more Bitcoin and wants number to go up. There is a lot of comments about him being over leveraged, and if there could definitely be an implosion there. And again, it's just more traditional finance using financial instruments to raise money with cash and then go ahead and buy a finite asset. Not a big fan of it, but is what it is. He also wants to go on Joe Rogan, so we'll see if that ends up happening in the future. It'll be very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know, Michael Saylor's the right person to go on to really have a deep conversation about Bitcoin, because the way that he likes to buy Bitcoin is not the way most normal people can or are able to do. So we got to still work on the accredited investor thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and do a naked chart, because you guys know we do naked charts on Sunday. And I'm so tired too. I woke up, I did my hair, and I don't know what is going on with me, but that's okay. All right. So we hit a local top. We got a swing wick high to 110,000, a swing wick low to 103. We opened at 108, and we're currently trading at $105,000. So a lot of people are like, this is the local top, blah, 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 blah. This is not bad. The fact that we're getting a pullback, it's really, really, really not that bad if you think about it. Can we go back to $93,000? Yes. Could we have a bit of a deeper correction? Yes. But the fact is, we are currently in price discovery. Last week, we hit an all-time high of $111,000. And I think what was it last week? Yeah, last week was, a high of $112,000. You get pullbacks anytime you hit all-time highs. especially in price discovery, you generally get pullbacks, especially with an asset like Bitcoin. So we take a look at microstrategy. It does look like we're a little bit overbought and we are starting to head down a bit. When we do take a look at the daily is showing that we peaked at about $112,000. We had a pullback. We tried to retest 110 and then we fell. Again, on the daily using MarketCypher, we're still a little bit overbought. Now, when we take a look at the 4-hour chart, let's see what's going on. It looks like we had a nice upward movement and 4-hour does look a little bit more bullish. So we might hit it about $106,000 in the short term. But if we do zoom out and we do take a look at my Bitcoin chart over here to kind of see what's going on, I went ahead and I added this area here before the next target of $125,000, just so that we can see. But again, Bitcoin really bounced, like even when we hit that low at $102,000 or $103,000, we bounced off the support here. And this signifies an important area from January 13, 2025, after we hit those highs, and then we actually broke this high again over here. Now, taking a look at the daily, we popped up, we hit that high of $111,000 and we bounced back down and we're holding support here. So me personally, I would like to see us on the weekly just close above $103,000. I think that's going to be incredibly important. I know a lot of other people, you guys are frustrated because of price action, but again, things are going to take time to happen. I know that there's a lot going on at Bitcoin 2025. No crazy announcements, but things were good. I thought they were awesome. Like GameStop bought, I think like 4,700 Bitcoin. Ross was out. All kinds of really amazing things we saw happen over there. JD Vance came and talked and basically was just talking about how they're going to continue to protect the crypto community and allow for innovation. All right, so Ethereum, there's not much happening. We've been ping-ponging between $2,400 and about $2,700. We need Bitcoin to actually move before we see anything happen. However, one thing I will say is I want to see that close really above $2,500. That would be amazing. I would love to see that. Fingers crossed it happens. But we're not looking super bullish because we had that swing with Kai to 2,800. Now we're trading back here. Also, if you guys would like to trade with me on Femex, I make money, you make money. I think they're giving like $200 out per person right now for signing up, or up to $2,100. So if you'd like to trade with me, they're great. If not, that is more than fine. But I've always gotta show my link. Gotta show my link a little bit. Now let's go ahead and do a quick market update on some of the other items. Solana, this is a really yucky pullback that we saw. There's a pretty volatile pullback for Solana. On the daily, it doesn't look as bad. So we're trying to fight and get back above 156. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, we can just sustain above 146 if we get a bearish Bitcoin close. Sui's been doing pretty well too. We retapped on $3.33. Let's see if we can go back and get above it. It looks like that might happen today. As far as XRP goes, price action is pretty disappointing, which is unfortunate, especially because they had, I believe it was XRP Summit this week, right after Bitcoin 2025. So it's unfortunate that we got back down in this range here, but at the same time, just as long as we could stay over $2, that would be great. Taking a look at Link dropped down between below 1474, just kind of chilling in this range over here. So that's good to note. Cardano actually is starting to fall between 64.7 cents. Not super great. So hope that we can hold the line over here. And then HBAR dropped down below support. We're currently trading about 16 cents. So with all these market pullbacks, there might be another opportunity for some of you, to get back in. Also to Dog, this is a rune that I hold. When I hung out with the team, not the team, but like part of the community, super awesome. I took a picture with them. Absolutely wonderful people. But price did really well. We came up to about 0.0056, and then we're trying to hold the line at 0.0043. Again, with Dog, I bought the ordinals, or the rune stones. I'm so sorry, I'm tired. And I got the airdrop. So I just wanted to go ahead and give them a quick shout out. But anyways, I just wanted this to be a quick little stream, sending you guys love and light. And also too, it looks like the war between XRP and Bitcoin is kind of almost over. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you later.